Hey there, Smite fans, and welcome in to the final day of Week 4 of the SPL. Aggro and Goremizer here to take you into our first set of the day, which is going to be eUnited up against Spacestation. And Goremizer, this is going to be a pretty spicy matchup, I think, because eUnited with Genetics there, still trying to gel and see how he's going to fit in. And against a Spacestation team that may not have been able to deliver upon the expectations that we had for them preseason. Absolutely. Tons of CC on Spacestation's side. We'll see if eUnited is able to plow through it. Game 1 starting right now.
Scream considering an early gank, but there was wards there defensively that helped him out. But now Cheerio is in trouble. He elected for Aegis as his first relic. It buys him some time, but everyone in eUnited were able to rotate to the jungle, catch Cheerio out, and punish this set early. And Myth, this is the second time now that we've seen Set, and he has looked like he's struggling in both of those games.
So that 20% CDR power spike is going to be coming a lot more quickly for Snoopy, and he's going to act as a pseudo-mage.
Scream is here as well. Rapper is the one that is in a whole world of trouble. Gets hit by the axe, still though has the ability to retreat, but Genetics hits the max range route that locks him down, and a really nice kill from eUnited there and left off another Scream gank. He has been active on this left side of the map.
Scream's going to go ahead and try and put Snoopy ahead. If Snoopy does pull a lead, he's going to have the unbridled aggression that comes with Uller, which is characteristic of Cupid as well. You'd expect him to do well in lane, but it hasn't been going that way.
Scream had ulted aggressively, but just comes back towards the purple buff. So this is aggression from Spacestation Gaming. Cheerio gets locked down one. He able to find Genetics as well for a double kill. Rapper blinked in alongside Cheerio, and eUnited finally bite off a bit more than they can chew there. Mifflin trying to go for that purple buff invade. That's the response the Spacestation are going to need to make here in the early. eUnited need to be a bit more of bullies here, as Spacestation have locked down Genetics for some decent damage, bringing him down to about 60%, but no all-in potential. There's the ultimate from Vote yet again onto Snoopy, and he got the beads out, or rather, he might have already used them, and that's why he got aggressive, but it wasn't enough for the kill. Meanwhile, there is going to be action around gold. Scream takes to the sky with the hovering death, comes back for Cheerio, but doesn't find much, has to retreat as he's low. Cheerio getting aggressive with the Kingslayer, but well controlled as Heroin has turned into the tier and gotten involved here already. Rapper trying to find the disengage, but Variety, the actual tier, has him pinned down. The silence is there too, and Heroin finds another kill on this Morgan, moving around in the stealth, but Spacestation really aren't biting on this Gold Fury bait. eUnited haven't really started it, but Spacestation just staying close enough to where they don't feel comfortable. Now, the Gold Fury is being started down to about half HP, so SSG step in. They recognize that Rapper's used his ultimate, they force that out, and they disengage. But on the left-hand side, Cheerio taking the fight up against Heroin, forcing the transformation into Terra this time, which might not be what he wanted. Meanwhile, Variety has disengaged. This is the softer poke-based defense I think they were missing last time, Myth.
Another curious ult from Raffer there. He finds the ultimate in, no one follows him up. Immediately he uses his horrific emblem, finds two people, but the fight immediately fizzles afterward. This Gold Fury now started up by SSG, the fight's on.
And Nika missed his charge prey. That's why he has to drop down into the lurking in the waters to give himself the CC immunity. Genetics then locked down the backside by Rapper, but the burst damage isn't there from Spacestation. I don't want them to overcommit too much here, though. I feel like that's what hurt them when Cherry and Rapper ended up going in the last team fight. This time, though, they're stalling out eUnited's aggression very methodically, very patiently, sustaining back up a little bit around this Cupid, around the Horus, and then getting ready for another fight.
That's something you don't think about often. Those Cupid hearts are incredibly strong for sustain. It's a free heal. The mana return is actually greater than what it costs to use it. So SSG is completely comfortable looking for these elongated battles.
Whoa, Cheerio took a ton of pokes somewhere in all of that, so he has to disengage instantly. Nika still going in as well, but this time he doesn't have Lurking in the Waters as a get out of jail free card, so Genetics blinks in. Scream hunts down the low HP Cheerio, and that's left Nika in a bad spot as well. Variety gets the second kill for eUnited this fight, and they're not done yet. An aggressive flip in for Variety with the Lawbringer, pins Rapper up against the wall. He does get back, but Scream is there with the dunk. What a perfect alley-oop as eUnited find 3.
This is the classic SSG style. Well, we're really far behind. We need to get something. We can't take a fight trade, so we might as well trade towers. Raffer, where are you going with this?
left to right is where he's going, looking to see if they can lock down Snoopy, but I think Snoopy was aware of it. Those are the beads to avoid the knockup, and he's buying tons of time. Gets hit by the tail whip. Aegis buys him a little bit more, but Dardes has the Spirit Ball. But now, after they've committed quite a bit onto Snoopy, what can the rest of Space Station do here to try and defeat? They throw Genetics back out of the Fields of Love. The CC chain is still there, but he drops his own ultimate, and maybe he can still reposition. Genetics is low, but they need a bit more damage to get him. They can't find him, and in fact, Variety gets Cheerio. Maybe some disconnect from SSG.
I like the Cupid ult. Plucking him out just separates the team fight. Vote, or Nika rather, able to pick up Genetics, and the fight's going to continue behind the tower. SSG changed the entire course of the game. Now they're on the front end. They get this tier 2 tower for free. My focus for SSG is Snoopy. They know the beads and Aegis are down for a little bit longer.
Sure.
Hurrywin moves up a little bit too far, gets the beads burned down.
And the ultimate, too. He has to transform into that Terra because of the pressure he's under. Scream goes up to the sky and does realize that Nika's low, but not quite in execute threshold yet. So he falls back to the back of the fight, and that leaves Genetics and Hurrywin all isolated. And that starts with Raffer's pressure onto Hurry first to force out the beads. He had no way out. Now they can take the Oni Fury.
It's still a 5,000 gold differential, but it means a lot less right now. The XP started to even out. Both teams are starting to hit that late game phase. And now Fire Giant 50%.
This could potentially be risky, and eUnited are not going to give it up for free, but they have Circle of Protection. There's no better confirmation than that. So SSG get the Fire Giant. Now they're going to get this kill in a variety as well as Dardes finds the Spirit Ball. Pluck gets the beads out from Scream, who has to keep right on running. And Mifflin, you said it earlier, they were a bit disjointed around their play from Raffer. Well, who has looked excellent in the last 3 fights for SSG? It's been Raffer.
Dardes now a much safer player. He can move up, he can play aggressive on this Isis, look for these aggressive wing gusts instead of just looking for the Spirit Ball snipes. I like the pickup, and it's going to make it way harder in team fights for eUnited to get anything rolling.
Spacestation are the ones that pull the trigger after getting some good poke to Genetics, but Hurrywin is in the back line, setting up for the execute from Scream. Vote gets the return kill, though. It's 1-for-1. Dardes will fall, too. Scream has found himself a double. Raffer uses the ultimate to reposition the squad, but Vote is about all they have left for damage, and he's very, very low. Variety sticks to him, pins him to the wall, and Snoopy gets the kill credit. Now it's just the frontliners left for SSG, and eUnited are on the hunt. This might have been the point in the game that Space Station wanted, but just still cannot let this Hurrywin Morgan get to your backline.
Scream really said, guys, I'm sick of losing. We're going to stop now. And he does. He finds the double kill, immediately disengages, forces Space Station to move up a little bit too far. They get another pick off the back of it. Now there's going to be 20 seconds until Cheerio spawns. This could very well be the game.
Agreed, Mifflin. This really could be it. They're just going to ignore the Sobek at this point. He can't do enough all by himself. Mid-Phoenix down. Now the entirety of eUnited minus Hurrywin can start threatening the Titan, and Nika has got to find a way to stall long enough for Cheerio to get up. It's only 3 more seconds before this set is back, but the Titan's not being burned all that quickly. Scream is too low to come back in. Now Cheerio getting aggressive and pressuring out Genetics. They've done enough at this point to force eUnited out of their base.
Scream got a little bit overzealous with that ultimate. He could have got out with his life. Instead, tries to peel out for his squad, gets picked for it, doesn't even get the success. That's a 3-man fight in favor of SSG. Genetics now on the back end has to get chased out. SSG can immediately move in towards Fire Giant, maybe even go straight towards the mid-Phoenix and try and return that, then back up to Fire. What a contentious game. I really thought it was over there. Raffer, where are you going with it?
They're using the Horus ult just to move down mid as fast as possible, Mifflin. I don't think that they're content yet with just defense. They've got plans to try and find a big play here of their own. This mid-Phoenix at least is what they should get, but they've got a 5-on-2 for at least the next 20 seconds. They're not burning through the mid-Phoenix all that quickly, though, without any extra minions here to help burn and just reliant mostly on Vote's damage. But they are going to go to try and make their own counter, and they've got Circle of Protection. They've got the Fields of Love building up the big burst damage. Hurrywin gets the kill in a Cheerio, but the Titan's getting lower and lower, and Vote is still healthy. Hurrywin has gotten a double, but they have to control the Cupid in the back. Hurrywin gets the triple, but Dardes answers back. The Titan is low, but Dardes can't put any more damage on it, too.
Oh my
and
God.
Attempts that get defended as Hurrywin gets the Quadra.
You have to be worried about that. You know Hurrywin's alive. You know he has ultimate. He's going to be able to stun you out in his own base and immediately transform into a team fighting base. God, this game back and forth. Now eUnited can go and finish up their end that they started earlier. They have 30 seconds to work with. It should be very free. That's a crazy ending to this game. Talk about back and forth.
And it all comes down to Heroin. I know Scream got the double kill on the Fire Giant play there, Myth, but it was Space Station that overstepped a bit. They overcommitted onto Genetics. It was Cheerio that pulled the trigger, and on the back line, Heroin came in and brought them down to execute Threshold for Scream to find that big dunk. He got traded back out, and Scream kept that fight going, but Space Station lost their patience, I feel like, just a little bit on that Fire Giant fight.
And Scream on another early game pick. I thought he pushed the pace quite well on that Thanatos last time around. Willix kind of feels the same way. We'll see if Heroin's Giannis is enough to get the job done and complete the sweep for eUnited.
You can avoid the damage from Strife, you can avoid also that unruly magic damage, and there's not much that Dardas can do if she uses her leap. That's gravity surge potential.
Genetics is stuck inside the Suns, and it's clearly too hot. Vote finds the damage, and Space Station get on the board first with First Blood. And think about how different things might already look if that had paid off. If they'd gotten that kill and they had blue buff control. Instead, eUnited now looking to try and get aggressive over near purple. The Gravity Surge will pull back in Raffer, but Raffer has a get out of jail free card. That does leave, though, Cheerio right in the thick of it, but he stands tall, finds one with some help from Vote, and they push two members out. Heroin will die from the explosion damage from Dardes, so it's a 2-for-1 in favor of SSG. So Space Station defend their jungle quite well. Dardes is in position around the red buff. They take care of purple. The Oracles will go down for eUnited, but Space Station do want to get aggressive. That's the interrupt onto Scream, and he was looking for the leap off of Suku, and he never gets the chance. Dardes has too much damage at this point, and the CC chain too strong. SSG get yet another pick.
That's 2 full seconds of you're not allowed to play the game, Scream, and immediately we see that buff for Discordia come into fruition. That ultimate got there so quick. The cripple comes out, no play for Scream, gets picked instantly. They did get the Oracles though, that is a slight ward advantage.
Oh, this is aggression from Vote, though, as they start to feel himself with the way the game is going so far. But he bites off more than he can chew. I say that, but he knew he had the cavalry coming. The Horse ultimate means that Cheerio's in petition to get Snoopy. Genetics now isolated as well as Raffer forced him back out. Cheerio's low on mana. Maybe Genetics thinks he can make something happen. But at this point, he's just a Terra left by himself. I love that confidence from Vote to trust that the help was coming.
Just about 400 gold in favor of Space Station, despite being up 4 kills, but that's not going to stop the aggression from United. Variety, go ahead, blink into that tier 2 tower. That's well played. He forces that back. The speed buff's still available, and now this gank happens on Duo. See you later, Vote.
Yeah, Feather Step up and over the Ricochet, and I think the fight was over from Vote from that point, right? I mean, not really much more he can do in the 2v1 without that extra bit of help from the Ricochet, and Gold Fury is still up. This might be eUnited's moment to try and get a little bit of pressure of their own. They are going to pull the Fury. Raffer's here, so they certainly know that this is happening. The rest of Space Station, though, a bit zoned out. Variety trying to rejoin, but Nika keeps him out of it. Fury is low, and eUnited do secure it. In comes the Golden Apple, and Discord lands on his Snoopy, but he gets the leap off at time. Everyone going to disengage around these portals from Heroin, but Raffer keeps the fight going. Blink in into a 2-man knockup, and Snoopy gets stuck in a bad spot. Now there's trouble for Genetics as well as Nika gets the kill. So eUnited get the Fury, but Space Station get the 2-for-0. Yeah, this Sobek from Nika has been farming well, but eUnited continue the trend of being objective focused. Raffer takes to the skies and is lurking up in the air, is timing that landing well, and Space Station actually get the Pyromancer away. That had to have been all Raffer. Now he's taking a ton of damage, though. He's in some trouble, so Cheerio comes in to try and split things up. Even with the through space in time, they don't have enough to kill Raffer, but Cheerio may have gone too deep. He's low in the back line, but he makes it out, so it's the Lawbringer over the top from Variety. That cuts down the Susano to keep up the chase. Big Stripe comes out from Dardes, though, to keep things even, but a 1-for-0, and the Pyromancer actually going to Space Station means that things still end up kind of even, maybe, I don't know. I couldn't imagine doing anything else on a Friday through Sunday, though, man. The SPL Season 7 has just been sick so far, and it continues to impress. eUnited continue to press onto the objectives. It's the Primal Fury that's down to half HP already. SSG don't have the Raffer ultimate to engage with this time. eUnited grab the Primal Fury, and they're still looking to take the fight as well. Deep in the backline is Variety, but he stands taller than Raffer, who melts underneath all the pressure. Scream gets the credit for the first kill, and I don't think eUnited are done. They used the ultimate to set up some pass on the left side, but they do disengage. They get their pick and their objective and leave scot-free.
Going forward, my eyes are on Fire Giant. eUnited have been forcing every single fight so far. SSG come in too late, engage one at a time. It's been really disjointed fights from the SSG squad. I think Raffer really hasn't even used his ultimate to move his team around. Yep, Fire Giant, exactly. eUnited doing an objective as they're known to do.
He has the ult.
There it is.
And this time I think Raffer's right. Yeah, I think Raffer's right this time to go in. Last time might have been incorrect, but they get there too late. eUnited burn the FG down quickly. So what about the fight on the backside? It's so fractured. There's 3 members of eUnited here, but not quite enough of Spacestation to even up the numbers. Now there's all 5. Scream comes in, cleans up Cheerio, easy as you like, but the unruly magic from Dardes smacks Heroin, so it's a 1-for-1. They keep the action going as Genetics disengages, but they've left Snoopy all alone. Vote gets to him first and puts in the damage. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of SSG. SSG are wrapping around. Genetics doesn't have the escape path without Heroin here, but he does make it out of there A-OK. SSG instead just going to head over towards the Fury. It's really the only objective up on the map they can try and take on the back of that fight. They came away with the kill advantage, as you mentioned, but not the objective advantage. As Variety gets the full reset, forces everybody off the objective all by himself. But they go back to it, repull the Oni Fury. They have it low. Variety zoned out, so he can't steal. SSG secure the Oni.
Variety's speeds are forced out, but he's not willing to give up the fight. Uses the Lawbringer to jump back in there.
And has to get away from that golden apple from Dardes. That was a little bit too much. Variety finally acquiesces, but that just goes to show what a monster he is at this point in the game, man. Even with 3 members there, they couldn't do enough to Variety to shut him down there all by himself. So the relics should all be there for both teams for these fights. But look at Nika. He has decided that he's just going to stick with Variety. He's not going to let him sneak around, not going to let him go unchecked. He's going to stick to him like glue. That leaves his team in the 4v4 elsewhere. I say that, but Cheerio's not with this fight either. So the fight underneath the tier 2 should be favoring United, but Heroin is being hunted down. Nika goes to the lurk in the waters but can't find him. Gravity Surge pulls Raffer back in and Scream melts him easily with a big-time kill. He gets out of the Suns, but Nika's sneaking with Snoopy, trying to hunt down that Hunter in the backline. He can't quite do it all by himself, but eUnited are so low. This is a bad fight if they can't disengage.
Hurrywin, despite not being in this fight through space and time, does all of Vote's health. Scream goes in, gets shut down. Poor guy, but look at Cheerio. Hurrywin's been able to get involved despite not actually being in the fight.
Heroin still able to do a lot of work. Can't quite hit Cheerio. That's actually a great juke to get away from the unstable vortex. But now what about the autos? Heroin finds enough of them to get the kill into Cheerio. So they lost Scream, but it's a 3-for-1 favoring eUnited. They're starting to get healthier. They're starting to be ready to re-siege. They've got Terra for more sustain. So in come the autos from Snoopy to force down the tier 2. Nika and Boat are delaying them a bit, but they can't do enough. The tower in left comes down. That's another 1,500 gold. Meanwhile, Heroin threatens the tier 2 in mid. Can't get it all by himself, though, so eUnited have to fall back.
I like what's going on. Variety is almost acting as if the jungler would have normally for eUnited. Usually you see the 1v1s on the assassins. Instead, Variety thinks, well, no one's really going to be able to stop me from doing what I want. Might as well keep doing it.
And he's right. Now it's Raffer trying to keep up with that front lining of Variety, and he can't do it. He falls first, and Snoopy gets the kill credit for it. Up into the air goes Variety. He has not been able to find the breaks all game, so why would he slow down now? Cuts Dardes down to size. It continues to wreak havoc on the back line of SSG, and he's looking for more. It's Nika that's under siege, so Scream blinks in, changes targets, and takes care of Vote. It's just Nika and Cheerio left, and eUnited don't even need the FG. They're grouping up outside the Phoenix.
With 3 dead for 30 seconds minimal, this could be a siege attempt. Nika doesn't have great defense potential. There's nothing he can do without his ultimate. Cheerio is behind them. He also doesn't have his ultimate, so now he's just going to be late to the defense. This could be a Titan end. They have a wave.
A 2-0 for eUnited is potentially in the works. Gravity Surge brings Nika back in. Featherstep locks him down, and it's another kill. It's been so clean from the Order side team. That's a deicide as well. SSG gonna have to take a seat as eUnited find the 2-0.